Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my pitch. I am pitching GLUU Mobile, ticker GLUU on the NASDAQ. Let's jump right in. GLUU is headquartered in San Francisco, California. They were founded in 2001 and IPO'd in 2007, so they've only been public for 13 years. They are a developer, publisher, and marketer of a mobile app portfolio, and they generate revenue from in-app purchases and advertisements. In-app purchases make up about 88% of the revenues, while advertisements make up the other 12%. The revenues are spread out geographically in North America, Europe, Africa and the Middle East, and then Asia Pacific. GLUU understands the components that create a successful mobile gaming app. Some of these components include clubs or guilds, socio-competitive behavior between the users of the app, and then a relevant and engaging theme. GLUU is in a niche market because they not only publish the games, but they also develop and market them. The total addressable market for GLUU has been growing at an 11% CAGR since 2012. In 2019, this market was around $69 billion in sales, and it is expected to be around $78 billion in sales in 2020, which represents 12% growth from 2019. The competition in the mobile entertainment sector has been really hot with the additional revenues of mobile streaming services, and yet mobile apps still come in third for the most used apps on mobile devices, only after social media and communications apps. Since 2016, GLUU has experienced a four-year sales CAGR of 20%, a gross profit CAGR of 35%, while operating expenses have only been increasing at a 12% CAGR. Additionally, in 2019, operating income, net income, and earnings per share all turned positive, and this is expected to remain constant for their future. The company's current game portfolio includes 3 high-growth games, which are Design Home, Tap Sports Baseball, and Covet Fashion. Due to GLUU's knowledge of creating hit games, the growing mobile gaming industry, and GLUU's commitment to continued growth, it's recommended that GLUU Mobile be added to the AIM Equity Fund with a price target of $12.25, representing a total upside of 57%. For the first driver, GLUU is making additions to their most popular, strongest, and highest grossing mobile app, Design Home. The company is adding an e-commerce store to the app's functionality. Consumers can shop and save money on thousands of home decor items and accessories for their homes. Design Home game averages more than 1 million active daily users and has been downloaded over 90 million times. The users are enticed to make purchases in-app rather than at a traditional home decor shop, because they will be awarded with the game's digital currency, which allows them to keep playing the game. This is expected to not only increase the reach of users, but also increase the amount in which a user spends in the app. Products will be listed on this e-commerce portion in values between $10 and $1,500. For the second driver, the company's most successful games have been developed based on their own intellectual property, like Design Home and Covet Fashion. In 2018 and 2019, respectively, 65.7% and 69.9% of GLUU's revenue came from these category games, the ones that were developed from their own intellectual property. This is a driver for GLUU Mobile's expansion in both gross and operating margin. GLUU will emphasize the creation of their new apps using their own intellectual property, including 2 more apps to be released in the next 12 months based on their own intellectual property. The last driver is one regarding the release of a new app. It is their third lifestyle app release since their acquisition of CrowdStar in 2016. The 2 apps that were released were Covet Fashion and Design Home. The next project is called Project 3 or P3. The official name has not been released yet. However, the theme is expected to align with the first 2 in a lifestyle theme. It is also expected to target the same audience, which is females aged 30 to 45. This is expected to generate excess of 2019 revenues of 35% over the next 5 to 7 years. To reach an intrinsic value for GLUU, a 5-year DCF model was constructed. Using a terminal growth rate of 2.25% and a WACC of 5.3, an intrinsic value of 11.71 was reached. The sensitivity analysis on the terminal growth rate and WACC ranged from $14.40 to $10.19. A price-to-sales multiple was calculated using 2019 total sales and a blended average price-to-sales multiple of 6.7 times, which resulted in an intrinsic value of $14.53. An EV-to-sales multiple was also calculated using 2019 total sales and a blended average of EV-to-sales multiple of 5.64 times, which resulted in an intrinsic value of $11.57. By weighing the three models 60, 20, 20, a price target of $12.25 was reached, resulting in a 57% potential upside. GLUU does not pay a dividend. GLUU has three primary risks that they're facing right now. The first one is a reliance on a few growth games for a large portion of their revenue. For example, 3 games accounted for almost 75% of their revenue during Q2 of 2020. Additionally, they have a relationship with different app marketplaces, including Apple's App Store and the Google Play Store. If their relationship with those two stores are hurt, then they could be at a disadvantage to their competitors by losing prominent features within the app stores whenever they launch a mobile app. And then the last risk is an IDFA policy change. This might be the greatest risk that they are facing right now. GLUU relies on identifier for advertisers or the IDFA regulations to acquire new users and market their apps. Apple has now decided that they're going to give iPhone users the right to opt out of using IDFA to track their personal data. So starting in 2021, GLUU might have to adjust their marketing strategy before this is implemented. Now to touch on management just a little bit. Nick Earl has been the president, CEO, and director of GLUU since 2015. Earl's previous experience included working as president of worldwide studios for Kabam Inc. and as senior vice president for EA Mobile for Electronic Arts. Eric Ludwig, CPA, has been the COO and CFO of GLUU for the past 15 years. Ludwig's previous experience was as CFO of Instill Corporation. Now that we've touched on management, that's all I have for you guys. Please direct any questions you have to the D2L discussion board. Thanks for tuning in.